Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Something like that. Okay, so Canto 2, Chapter 2, entitled The Lord in the Heart, verse number 31, and then we'll also discuss verse number 32. It's a long purport, so stay with me. 31. Tenatmanatmanam upayati shantam anandam anandamayo vasane etam gatim bhagavatim gatoya savai punarneha visajjate anga Tenatmanatmanam upayati shantam anandam anandamayo vasane etam gatim bhagavatim gato yah savai punarneha visajjate anga. Synonyms. Tena, by that purified, atmana, by the self, atmanam, the super soul, upayati, attains, shantam, rest, anandam, satisfaction, anandamaya, naturally so being, avasane, being freed from all material contamination, etam, such, gatim, destination, bhagavatim, devotional, gataha, attained by, yah, the person, sa, he, why, certainly, punaha, again, na, never, iha, in this material world, Vishajjate becomes attracted, Anga, O Maharaj Parikshit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Okay, not too bad. Translation. Only the purified soul can attain the perfection of associating with the personality of Godhead in complete bliss and satisfaction in his constitutional state. Read once again. Only the purified soul can attain the perfection of associating with the personality of Godhead in complete bliss and satisfaction in his constitutional state. Whoever is able to renovate such devotional perfection is never again attracted by this material world, and he never returns. Hare Krishna. Purport. I was just thinking, I'll just keep discussing as we go. Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuranitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Sarvadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyo Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Kripatam Vande Shri Guru Dinacharana. We should specially note, reading the purport, sorry. We should specially note in this verse the description of Gatim Bhagavatim to become merged in the rays of Parabrahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as desired by the Brahmavadi impersonalist, is not Bhagavatim perfection. Prabhupada is commenting on the difference in what the Brahmavadi believes. So Brahmavadi has the concept of Brahman, but then also accepted a Para-Brahman is the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the Super Soul. Para-Brahman. So Bhagavatim, so Brahmavadis cannot. So this diagram, so what I'm saying is, become merged in the rays of Para-Brahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as desired by Brahmavadi personalists, is not Bhagavatim perfection. So here, Shukadeva Goswami, who's a devotee, a pure devotee of the Lord, he's at, he's pointing out Gatim Bhagavatim Gatoya. So this is only possible through the devotional services. The Bhagavatas never accept merging in the impersonal rays of the Lord, but always aspire after personal association with the Supreme Lord in one of the Vaikuntha spiritual planets in the spiritual sky. The whole of the spiritual sky, of which the total number of material sky is only an insignificant part, is full of unlimited numbers of Vaikuntha planets. Inside, actually, 1/4 is the material creation, and 3/4 is the spiritual sky. So it's very small. But in terms of the eternity, how much is 1/4 and how much could be the 3/4? It's inconceivable for our materially conditioned senses. The whole of the spiritual sky, of which the total number of material sky is only insignificant part, is full of unlimited numbers of Vaikuntha planets. The destination of the devotee, the Bhagavata, is to enter into one of the Vaikuntha planets, in each of which the personality of Godhead, in his unlimited personal expansions, enjoy himself in the association of unlimited number of pure devotee associates. So what's happening in the Vaikuntha planets? Prabhupada explains here. It is not the Brahmavadis merging into the Brahman and losing their existence completely. In the Vaikuntha planets, the Lord, there are first of all innumerable Vaikuntha planet, and each of those in Vaikuntha planet there is Lord himself there in his, because he also has unlimited forms. And what's happening there is some enjoyment, the spiritual enjoyment, exchange of love. This is the destination of Bhagavata devotees. They are in association of the Lord and they're unlimited. So what's happening there? What type of activity is going on there? You can see that from Vrindavan, what's happening. Everyone's attention is on Krishna. Now Krishna is going to the forest with his calf and the cows, and they just follow him. And when they're always waiting for when he will return, and they're glancing at the Lord's lotus feet on the sand of Vrindavan. And all day, those who are in the forest are with the Lord and enjoying the pastimes, various pastimes. Those at homes, they are talking about the Lord's pastimes. So there's constant association, either personally or by discussing his pastime, which is no different. So this is what's happening in the Vaikuntha planets also. In whatever form, the Lord is exchanging his love with the devotees. The conditioned souls in the material world, after gaining emancipation by devotional service, are promoted to these planets. So conditioned souls in the material world, after gaining emancipation by devotional service, only by devotional service, they are promoted to these Vaikuntha planets. Then Prabhupada also explains about the ever liberated. So there are two types of souls here, conditioned, and there are ever liberated, Nitya Siddhas and Nitya Baddhas. But the number of ever liberated soul is far, far greater than the number of conditioned souls in the material world. And ever liberated souls in the Vaikuntha planets never care to visit the miserable material world. So they never come, apart from when the Lord desires to have his pastime, again that becomes a Vaikuntha by itself. So these ever liberated souls have nothing to do with the material world, miserable material world. Dukhalayam ashvashatam. So this Dukhalayam is a place of misery, and which is place of impermanence or temporary world, does not attract the ever liberated souls who are always absorbed in the pastimes with the Lord, in the Vaikuntha planets. So what's the story of the impersonalist? The impersonalist who aspire to merge in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, effulgence of the Supreme Lord, but have no conception of loving devotional service to him in his personal form, in the spiritual manifestation, may be compared to certain species of fish who, being born in the rivers and rivulets, migrate to the great ocean. It's a very simple analogy given by Prabhupada. So this fish, the river, born in the river, migrate to the great ocean. They cannot stay in the ocean indefinitely. For their urge for sense gratification brings them back to the rivers and streams to spawn. There is no sense gratification in the ocean. It's not an easy place for the fishes who are used to the rivers and streams. Similarly, when the materialist becomes frustrated in his attempts to enjoy himself in the limited material world, he may seek impersonal liberation by merging either with the causal ocean or with the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence. So they have two options: merging with the causal ocean or with the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence. However, as neither the causal ocean nor the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence afford any superior substitute for association and engagement of the senses, the impersonalist will fall again into the limited material world to become entangled once more in the wheels of birth and deaths, drawn on by the inextinguishable desire for sensual engagement. Wow, what a brilliant statement. That's a long. Because the nature of the soul is to enjoy or to have that exchange bhakti. In the spiritual world, what's going on? There are three existences there: Bhagavan, Bhakta, and Bhakti. Bhakti is the exchange between the Bhagavan and the Bhakta. That's all that's happening there. And that's the natural constitutional position of a living entity as well. So even though this, Prabhupada explained, even though these Brahmavadis, they somehow get that liberation, but their heart is not satisfied by merging. Because the soul still desires to act. They must act. There should be some activity. Without activity, after some time, they lose the taste. And then they again fall down, because even, it's very interesting what Prabhupada is saying is even the, I say this, it's very interesting. Neither the causal ocean nor the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence afford any superior substitute for association and engagement of the senses. Because the senses are still active, but that's very interesting. There is no superior substitute for association and engagement of the senses. The impersonalist will fall again into the limited material world to become entangled once more. The call of the senses or the sensual engagement will pull them back into the material world. Hare Krishna. But any devotee who enters the kingdom of God by transcendental engagement of his senses in devotional service, and who associates with the liberated souls and the personality of Godhead there, will never be attracted to the limited surroundings of the material world. He gets unlimited engagement there, transcendental engagement of his senses. The devotee is always satisfied with the Lord, in the association of the Lord and his other liberated souls or devotees. In the Bhagavad Gita 8.15, also same is confirmed as the Lord says, the great Mahatmas, the Bhakti Yogis, after attaining my association, never come back to this material world, which is full of miseries and non-permanent. Prabhupada making the same point here again. मामुपेत्य पुनर्जन्म दुःखालयम आश्वासतम नाप्नुवन्ति महात्मानः संसिद्धिं परमां गतः. After attaining me, this is 8:15. After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection. So the Bhakti Yogi, being completely engaged in the Lord's service, has no attraction for any other process of liberation like jnana or yoga. A pure devotee is 100% present, 100% devotee of the Lord and nothing more. So sometimes pure devotional service also, not pure devotional, but there's a mishra bhakti, or there's a mixed devotion, which is not pure. A pure devotee is 100% devotee, nothing else. But there may be, for someone who is not a pure devotee, there may be kama mishra bhakti or jnana mishra bhakti. They're still inclined towards the knowledge. What's knowledge going to give me? Or do bhakti only for the purpose of getting some knowledge, and also perform bhakti so that I can get some more enjoyment, material enjoyment. So there's a mix, not able to fully devote. So they have to continue for some more time. But for pure devotee, relishing only devotional service to the Lord, nothing else. We should further note in this verse that two words, very important words, Shantam and Anandam. It says, Tenatmanatmanam upayati Shantam. Upayati attains Shantam, rest. Anandam, satisfaction. Prabhupada defines this Shantam as rest or peace. Anandam is bliss or satisfaction. Two words, Shantam and Anandam, which denote that devotional service of the Lord can really bestow upon the devotee two important benedictions, namely peace and satisfaction. This is so amazing. So in spite of Brahmavadi merging into the causal or the effulgence, still not peaceful. Still there is no satisfaction of the heart. That's most important. Satisfaction. The devotee is satisfied in his service to the Lord. The impersonalist is desirous of becoming one with the Supreme. So there is some desire outside of serving the Lord. What is the desire? Either for them to become one with the Supreme, or in other words, he wants to become the Supreme. But this is a myth only. They can never become Supreme. The mystic yogis become encumbered by various mystic powers and so have neither peace nor satisfaction. So any type of assets, I think there's even the liberation, this liberation called spiritual asset, is also not satisfying. So this asset which is not to be used for the service of the Lord does not give any peace or any satisfaction. This is again the famous verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Asham. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataeva Shant. Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Asham. All these desirers of enjoyment or liberation or siddhi, all the mystic powers, they are always ashant, means no shanti, no peace for them. But devotee is always peaceful. So neither the impersonalist nor the yogi can have real peace and satisfaction. Real means long lasting. So they may claim for some temporary relief for something. But when we use, Prabhupada use, every word is so important how Prabhupada phrases it. Real means which stays, it does not go away, vanishes after some time. a real peace and satisfaction they cannot have. But the devotee can become fully peaceful and satisfied because of his association with the complete whole. Therefore, merging in the absolute complete whole is the Upanishad word. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamaya Adaya Purnameva Sishyate. So therefore, the merging in the absolute or attaining some mystic powers has no attraction for the devotee. Attainment of love of God head means complete freedom from all other attractions. The conditioned soul has many aspirations, such as becoming a religious man. That's also aspiration. Yeah, so more of goodness. We have strong desire to become a religious man. And then what? Then people start to give me respect. I'm such a religious person. Look, everyone is giving me so much respect, and I can enjoy that respect. So even at the level of mode of goodness, sometimes, which is not a pure goodness, people get distracted with pride, adoration, and distinction. So we want people to be loving us. I must be adored. How many people love me? Look around. What can I do so that they can love me without Krishna in the center? So it's amazing. The devotees are being loved by everyone, although they don't really look forward to it. They are all, want to make others love Krishna, but somehow people start to develop so much love. We've seen so many devotees, great souls. In our yatra, we develop so much love for them, so much respect for them. But this is which is not, directed towards Krishna. Those types of opulence, increases the tendency for pride, adoration, and distinction. How distinctly am I being identified or not? How different I am? Look, how great I am. This is the tendency we may all have. This is very hard to give up, this pride, adoration, distinction. So maybe we are in the garb of devotees and we may be acting religious, but we have to really introspect in our hearts. Do we still have the trace, or maybe a bulk, not just a trace, bulk of desire to be adored, to be distinct? It's very difficult. So that's a religious man. A rich man, how a rich man, again, aspiration, someone wants to be rich because then they'll be worshipped by others, or they can enjoy the material opulence. Or a first-class enjoyer, they're all enjoyers, or becoming God himself, or becoming powerful like mystics and acting wonderfully by getting anything or doing anything. So we previously discussed the 8 types of siddhis mystics can have, like amazing. We can't even imagine what siddhis they can. They can become smaller, bigger. They can desire whatever they like, and they can make other people do whatever they like. Whatever they say has to become true. Actually, Krishna also explains in the 11th canto, to answer Uddhav's question. Krishna goes one by one of all these siddhis. There are 8 siddhis, and which are related to Krishna. There are other some 10 siddhis more, which are more of like material nature. For all those siddhis also, he explains how he can be worshipped and devotee, not a pure devotee, but someone mystic, inclined to the mystic siddhis, can attain those types of perfections. That is also only possible by the devotional service to the Lord. But a pure devotee is not distracted by these types of perfections, siddhis. So becoming powerful like the mystics and acting wonderfully by getting anything or everything, but all these aspirations should be rejected by a prospective devotee. So we are all prospective devotees. So there may be temptation to get all these things, to become enjoyed in so many different ways by some assets, material assets or spiritual assets. But a prospective devotee, who is a prospective devotee? Sadhaka. Like for us, sadhakas, Prabhupada says, for sadhakas, we should not have such desires. We have to want to revive his dormant love of God. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunai Shravanadi Suddha Chitta Karaya Uday. Verse from Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is dormant love of God in everyone's heart. Only by hearing Shravanadi Suddha, you become purified. No, there's nothing to be given, is already there, Prabhupada explains. The impure devotee aspires after all of the above mentioned material things by perfection of devotion. That's the same point, yeah. So there is, we want to perfect the devotion, but within the heart we may have these desires to enjoy. But a pure devotee has none of the tinges of the above contaminations, which are the influence of material desires, impersonal speculations, and attainment of mystic powers. One can attain the stage of love of God by pure devotional service or by a learned labor of love for the sake of the devotee's lovable object, the personality of Godhead. It's an interesting statement. One can attain the stage of love of God by pure devotional service or by a learned labor of love. Labor of love is like, it's hard work. Srila Prabhupada took so much effort, the pure devotee, only for the sake of the words of a spiritual master and for the pleasure of Sri Krishna. Srila Prabhupada took so much effort, so much labor. At that age, like it's inconceivable. Some of us are either in that age or heading towards that age. we can't even imagine like what type of sacrificial Prabhupada is. It's the extreme compassion of a pure Vaishnava to leave Vrindavan and go to the West. And to tolerate so much. If we read Prabhupada Lilamrit, we understand what he did, how he did, was inconceivable. This is the unlimited compassion of a pure devotee. To be more clear, if one wants to attain the stage of love of Godhead, he must give up all desires for material enjoyment. He should refrain from worshipping any of the demigods. And he should devote himself only to the worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita in so many verses. Yeah, Alpamedesha, who are worshipping demigod, they have Alpamedesha, they limited intelligence. They don't aspire for something permanent. So devotee must give up all his desires for material enjoyment and refrain from worshipping any of the demigods. So worshipping means worship is only possible of Sri Krishna. Worshipping is never for any other entity. Worship is only for Krishna and his paraphernalia, which includes our gurus also in the parampara. He must give up the foolish idea of becoming one with the Lord. Foolish idea. He must give up the foolish idea of becoming one with the Lord and the desire to have some wonderful powers just to get the ephemeral adoration of the world. Again, the same adoration what comes here. Because all these, why would anyone have such desire? Ultimately because nobody can enjoy by themselves. As Arjuna also says in Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, he says, even if I win the world and all these, my relatives are dead, who will I enjoy this world with? So nobody can enjoy the world by themselves. So people want all these material opulence so that they can be adored by the world, which is again ephemeral, because all these things eventually are temporary. They either go away with the body or in many circumstances taken away by the devas, by the destiny. While living also they may lose all these things. So one will lose either ways, either living or after death. So they're all ephemeral, is temporary. So it's a foolish idea to take something temporary. This is what Prabhupada wants to give, something permanent, which always stays, nothing, never to look back. The pure devotee is only favorably engaged in the service of the Lord without any hope of emolument. Apratihata, which is uninterrupted and unmotivated. This will bring about love of God or the stage of Shantam and Anandam as stated in this verse. Hare Krishna. Next verse also. Eta shitite nipaveda gite tvaya viprishte cha sanatane cha ye vai pura brahmana hatushta aradito bhagavan vasudeva. Translation for Prabhupada. Your Majesty Maharaj Parikshit, know that all that I have described in reply to your proper inquiry, just according to the version of the Vedas, and its eternal truth. Now, Sukadeva Goswami is now winding up with this verse that is described the two parts in two sections we've seen until 21. There is how to attain liberation directly, and then someone who has the desires to enjoy in the higher planetary systems, in the Maharloka, Satyaloka, with all the siddhis, they can also. So the two ways a yogi can attain perfection. Thus, I have described in reply to your proper inquiry, just according to the version of Vedas. This is all about the Vedas. That is eternal truth. This is all mentioned in the Vedas. This was described personally by Lord Krishna unto Brahma, with whom the Lord was satisfied upon being properly worshipped. So this is originally described by Lord Brahma. So all the Vedas were described by Lord Krishna unto Brahmaji. And from there, the Guru Parampara starts. Purport. The two different ways of reaching the spiritual sky and thereby getting emancipation from all material bondage, namely either the direct process of reaching the kingdom of God, which was not going step by step, one planet to the other planet directly. A yogi just performs the various types of yoga, asana, pranayam, controlling the breath, and they can just leave the body to the Brahma mantra. And there's also we discussed the Shat chakras. Or the other option is the gradual process to the other higher planets of the universe are set forth exactly according to the version of Vedas. The Vedic version in connection are Yada Sarve Pramuchante Kama Yesha Hridishitaha Arthamarthya Amrito Bhavati Atra Brahma Samashrute. Brahma Anandakya Upanishad 447. Ante Richir Abhisambhavanti. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 6-50. So Srila Prabhupada is using Upanishad verses here also. Again, there are many purposes why Srila Prabhupada, describes certain things. Because there may be some challenges, some Vedavadis who say that only the Shruti or the Vedas and Upanishads are authentic. The Purana, Srimad Bhagavatam is a Puran. What's mentioned in the Puran cannot be trusted or accepted. For them, Srila Prabhupada is bringing all these connections from the Vedas, Upanishads. So it's not just mentioned in the Purana like Srimad Bhagavat Puran. And also, actually, there are many other places where it's also confirmed, like even in the Upanishads, also it's confirmed that the Puranas are also the fifth Vedas, accepted as part and part of the all Vedas. So those, the explanation of those verses, those who are free from all material desires, which are diseased of the heart, are able to conquer death and enter the kingdom of God through the earthly planets. These Vedic versions corroborate the version of the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the latter is further confirmed by Sukadeva Goswami, who affirms that the truth was disclosed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, Vasudeva, Brahma, the first authority on the Vedas. So Krishna is the original Vedanta Krit, Vedavid, Sachaham. So he is the original creator of the Veda, writer of the Vedas, knower of the Vedas. And he's the one who gives the Veda knowledge first to Brahmaji. The disciplic succession holds that the Vedas were uttered by Lord Krishna to Brahma, by Brahma to Narad, and Narad to Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva to Sukadeva Goswami, and so on. So, there is no difference between the versions of all the authorities. The truth is eternal, and as such, there cannot be any new opinion about the truth. That is the way of knowing the knowledge of containing in the Vedas. It is not a thing to be understood by one's erudite scholarship or by the fashionable interpretations of mundane scholars. There is nothing to be added and nothing to be subtracted because the truth is the truth. One has to, Prabhupada brings this new point now. One has to accept, after all, some authority. The modern scientists are also authorities for the common man for some scientific truths, like, well, that they will explain that oxygen, hydrogen, what's in the water, what's in the air, all these things are coming from the scientists, and we're accepting it. So Prabhupada makes the point, like, for a common man, there must be authority. We can't prove it this way or the other. Only these great scientists, they can say these things and we accept it. We go to the school and we accept whatever is told to us. Similarly, the common man follows the version of the scientist. This means that the common man follows authority. The Vedic knowledge is also received in that way. The common man cannot argue about what is beyond the sky or beyond the universe. He must accept the version of the Vedas as they are understood by the authorized disciplic succession. So someone may have a tendency to challenge. We don't accept this one. You accept everything in your textbook, in your school, whatever the scientists say, without even understanding or actually realizing those truths. So similarly, one must also accept the Vedic knowledge. In the Bhagavad Gita, also the same process of understanding the Gita is stated in the 4th chapter. Evam parampara praptam imam rajasya vidu. If one does not follow the authoritative version of the acharyas, he will vainly search after the truth mentioned in the Vedas. Vainly, he will fail. One has a simple ways to get the Shabda Pramana in the Vedas or from the acharyas. Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra hearing is the best evidence. It's 38, I think. Hare Krishna. We're going to have a bhajan today.
Yes, Prabhuji, we have a bhajan today.
Okay, please. Okay, so I'll stop there. We can see the question later on. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Madharanat Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada. So today we have Hemangi Radha Devi Dasi Mataji singing a beautiful bhajan for Sri Ram.
Thank you so much. Very good timing. Tomorrow is a great, wonderful day coming up. Thank you so much for choosing this.
Mataji, when you're ready, Hare Krishna.
Oh, sorry. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Sorry, I couldn't unmute myself. Yes, thank you for giving me this chance to sing this beautiful bhajan. Joining in with the Ayodhya celebrations of Sri Ram coming back after 500 years, I'd like to sing this beautiful bhajan. It's a Ram Stuti actually, and it was written by Tulsidas Goswami. So it's the first time I'm trying to sing this bhajan, so bear with me. Okay. Shri Ramachandra ki jai. Shri Ramachandra kripalu bhajamana harana bhava bhayadarunam nava kunjalochana kunja mukhakara kunja pada kanjarunam Shri Ramachandra kripalu Bhajamana Harana Bhava Bhaya Tarunam नवकुञ्जलोचन कुञ्जमुखकर कुञ्जपद कञ्जारुणं श्रीराम 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 कन्दर्पगणित अमित छविनव नील नीरद सुन्दरं पतपीतमातदीरुचि सुचिनोमि जनक सुतवरं भज दीनबन्धु दिनेश दैत्यवंशनिकन्दनं रघुनन्दानन्द कन्द कौशल छन्द दशरथ नन्दनं श्रीराम 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 शिरमुकुट कुण्डल तिलक चारु उदारु अंग विभूषणे अजनुभुज शर शापधर संग्राम जित कर दोषे इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेषमुनिमन रञ्जनं मम हृदय कुञ्ज निवास कुरु कमदीकण्डल गञ्जनं श्रीराम 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 मनुजहिर चोमिलि सोबरु सहज सुंदर सांबरो करुणानिधान सुजनशील स्नेह जनत रवरु इहि बनति गौरी अशीष सुन सी सहित ही हर शीतली तुलसी भवानी पूजी पुनि पुनि मुदित मन मंदिर चली श्रीराम 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 जनि गौरी अनुकूल सिहि हर्षु नाजय कहि मंजु नग मंगल मूल वाम हरक लागे सियावर रामचंद्र की जय क्षीर रामचंद्र कृपालु भजमन हरण भव भयदारुणं नव कुंजलोचन कुंज मुख कर कुंज पद कंजारुणं श्रीराम 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 श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की जय सीता मैया की जय लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय थैंक यू
Thank you so much. Mataji. Thank you so much. There's going to be any translation or you don't need?
in the translation has someone got a translation?
No, I tried, but I couldn't find any translation.
Yeah, same
Okay.
here, so
Yeah.
apologies for that.
Yes, I think most of probably some we could follow, not everything, but yeah, it's okay. Always amazing. I think this is something we used to sing as children. I'm just trying to find if there's any translation here. I can see in Hindi. But now everyone can probably, yeah, there's English also. Hindi Kala. You have the time and do you? Yeah, most people.
We can read it in Hindi, Prabhuji. Everyone will
English
understand.
also, yeah, yeah. There's
Ah.
also the same page. There's English translation also.
Wonderful.
Does someone want to read?
Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. I don't know if Shailesh Prabhuji wants to read with Hemangi Mataji.
Yeah. Yes, who is there?
He's not around at the moment. So
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, Mataji. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
No,
only
no,
because I
it's
was.
okay. I know. Originally, we had agreed that,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
So, does anyone else want to read it? Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read?
Yes, please. Yeah.
Haribol. Just the translation, Mataji.
Yes, just the translation. Thank you. Thank you.
Lord Rama, who showers grace and compassion upon all, is the focal point of my devotion. Lord Rama, from the depth of our hearts, dispels the cycle of birth and death in this world. His eyes are like newly bloomed lotus flowers, and his hands, face, and feet are as beautiful as red lotus petals. His form is more beautiful and charming than innumerable cupids. The color of his body is like a newly formed dense blue cloud. His yellow cloud-like body is shining like lightning. He is husband of Janaki, daughter of Mother Sita. Sri Ram is the friend of the petitioners. He is the light for the world. He destroys the demons along with their clan. He is the child of Raghu clan. He is the giver of happiness. He is the son of Mother Kaushalya. He is the Nandalal of King Dasharatha. My mind meditates on them. He is wearing a crown on his head, earring in his ears, tilak on his forehead, and jewels studded with gems all over his body. He is holding a bow and arrow in both his huge arms and has defeated Khardushan in the battle. Tulsidas says that Sri Ram pleases the hearts of Lord Shiva, Sheshanag, and sages. Hey Sri Ram, you reside in my heart like a lotus flower and remove all the evils like desires, lust, etc. from my mind. You will get the groom Sri Ramachandraji, who is beautiful and dark in nature, in whom your mind has been attracted and whose image has settled in your heart. He is the ocean of mercy and Sujan, the one who knows all things and resides everywhere, knows your modesty or dignity and love affection. In this way, after hearing the blessings of Sri Gauriji, all the friends, including Janaki ji, became happy in their hearts. Tulsi Das ji says, Sita ji is very happy at heart because after worshipping Mother Bhavanji. Again and again, she happily goes towards her palace. The happiness that felt in Sitaji's heart after finding Gauriji favorable cannot be expressed. She has achieved everything for the happiness that she felt. Due to the beautiful auspiciousness, his left body part also started fluttering. He was getting the indication of the fulfillment of his heart's desire. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think I could
Hare
follow
Krishna.
much of the last two, but yeah, nice. Thank
All right. Can I carry on? Oh,
you. No, not you. Just trying to understand the meaning. You read it.
okay.
Already. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow is Himamada, as you said, most auspicious day after 500 years. There will be Pran Pratishtha ceremony of Ram Lalla ji in Ayodhya. Very amazing. We are so fortunate to be in this time when this is happening. For 500 years, devotees have been trying in various situations. A lot of people have given their life for the purpose, but we feel very fortunate that we are able to at least see this happening. It's very amazing tomorrow, and obviously, I don't know how many of you could collect akshata. We were giving akshata in the manner that come from the Ayodhya temple directly.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, I had mine.
Yeah, so
Prabhuji, here in Milton Keynes, in a Hindu Association Temple,
there also, yeah.
on 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow for Ramadhonia.
Many, so this is amazing. Everywhere this festival tomorrow at our Bhaktivedanta Manor also. This program, there is Pushpa Abhishek also, so we can participate wherever we are. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So we can end here. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious week ahead, and we can probably see tomorrow the live ceremony at Ayodhya also.
कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण
Hare
thank you
Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.